There are 9 realms in Norse mythology. They are called Niffleheim, Muspelheim, Asgard, Midgard, Jotunheim, Vanaheim, Alfheim, Svartafheim, Helheim. The 9 worlds in Norse mythology are held in the branches and roots of the world tree Yggdrasil. These realms are the home of different kinds of beings, such as Asgard, the home of the gods and goddesses, or Jotunheim, the home of the giants. The first 2 realms, Niffleheim and Muspelheim, were created out of Ginnungagap. The rest of the realms were created out of Ymir's body by Odin and his 2 brothers during the creation of the world. It is not a coincidence that there are 9 realms. The number 9 is an important number in Norse mythology, and its significance can be found in other poems in the Eddas by Snorri Sturluson. To mention a few, Odin hung on Yggdrasil for 9 days and nights. Heimdall has 9 daughters. Njord had to wait 9 days for Skadi. Niffleheim, the realm of fog and mist. Niffleheim means mist home or mist world, and it is the darkest and coldest region of all the realms according to Norse mythology. Niffleheim is one of the 2 first realms, and it is placed in the northern region of Ginnungagap. The eldest spring in the world, called Vergamir, bubbling boiling spring, is located in Niffleheim, and it is protected by the huge dragon called Nidhugg. It is said that all cold rivers come from the spring Vergamir, and it is said to be the source of the 11 rivers. Elivagar, the spring, is the origin of all that is living and the place where every living being will go back. The water from Elivagar flowed down the mountains to the plains of Ginnungagap, where it solidified to frost and ice, which gradually formed a very dense layer. As the world tree Yggdrasil started to grow, it stretched one of its 3 large roots far into Niflheim and drew water from the spring Vergamir. Muspelheim, the land of fire. Muspelheim was created at the same time as Niflheim, but it was created far to the south of the world in Norse mythology. Muspelheim is a burning hot place, filled with lava, flames, sparks, and soot. Muspelheim is the home of fire giants, fire demons, and ruled by the giant Surtur. He is a sworn enemy of the Aesir. Surtur will ride out with his flaming sword in his hand at Ragnarök. Ragnarök means the end of the world. Surtur will then attack Asgard, the home of the gods, and turn it into a flaming inferno. Asgard, home of the gods in the middle of the world, high up in the sky, is Asgard. It's the home of the gods and goddesses. Odin is the ruler of Asgard and the chief of the Aesir. He is married to Frigg, and she is the queen of the Aesir. Inside the gates of Asgard is Valhalla. It's the place where half who dies in battle will go for the afterlife. The other half goes to Folkvangr, which is ruled over by the goddess Freyja. Midgard, home of the humans. Midgard, Middle Earth, is located in the middle of the world, below Asgard. Midgard and Asgard are connected by Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. Midgard is surrounded by a huge ocean that is impassable. The ocean is occupied by a huge sea serpent, the Midgard serpent, and it is so huge that it encircles the world entirely. The first 2 humans, Ash and Embla, were sent to Midgard, after Odin and his 2 brothers Vili and Ve created him from tree logs. Jotunheim, home of the giants. Jotunheim is the home of the giants, also called Jotnar. They are the sworn enemies of the Aesir. Jotunheim consists mostly of rocks, wilderness, and dense forests, and it lies in the snowy regions on the outermost shores of the ocean. Because of this, the giants live mostly from the fish from the rivers, and the animals from the forest. There is no fertile land in Jotunheim. The giants and the Aesir are constantly fighting, but it also happens from time to time that love affairs will occur. Odin, Thor, and a few others had lovers who were giants. Loki also came from Jotunheim, but he was accepted by the Aesir and lived in Asgard until he was punished. Jotunheim is separated from Asgard by the river Iving, which never freezes over. The stronghold of Utgard could be called the giants' version of Asgard, and it is so tall that it is hard to see the top of it. The fortress is carved from blocks of snow and glistening icicles, and inside lives the feared Jotun king Utgard Loki. Vanaheim, home of the Vana. Vanaheim is the home of the Vana gods. The Vana gods is an old branch of gods. The Vana are masters of sorcery and magic. They are also widely acknowledged for their talent to predict the future. Nobody knows where exactly the land Vanaheim is located, or even how it looks like. At the end of the Aesir-Vana War, the three Vanir, Njord, Freyr, and Freya moved to Asgard as a token of peace. Alfheim, home of the Light Elves. Alfheim is right next to Asgard in heaven. The Light Elves are beautiful creatures. They are considered the guardian angels. The god Freya is the ruler of Alfheim. The Light Elves are minor gods of nature and fertility. They can help or hinder humans with their knowledge of magical powers. The elves are known for inspiring poets in art and music. Alfheim, home of the Light Elves. Alfheim is right next to Asgard in heaven. The Light Elves are beautiful creatures. They are considered the guardian angels. The god Freya is the ruler of Alfheim. The Light Elves are minor gods of nature and fertility. They can help or hinder humans with their knowledge of magical powers. The elves are known for inspiring poets in art and music. Svartafheim, home of the Dwarves. Svartafheim is the home of the Dwarves. They live under the rocks, in caves, and underground. Hreidmar was the king of Svartafheim until he was killed. Svartafheim means dark fields. The dwarves are masters of craftsmanship, and the gods of Asgard have received many powerful gifts. For instance, the magical ring Draupnir and Gungnir, Odin's spear. Helheim, home of the dishonorable dead. Hell is where all the dishonorable dead, thieves, murderers, and those the gods and goddesses feel are not brave enough to go to Valhalla or Folkvangr. Helheim is ruled over by Hel, the daughter of Loki. Helheim is a very grim and cold place, and any person who arrives here will never feel joy or happiness again. Hel will use all the dead in her realm at Ragnarök to attack the gods and goddesses at the plains of Vigrid. This will be the end of the world.